วัสดีค่ะ So looking back at 2025, we've seen a lot of political upheavals and so many incidents that shocked the public. So from your perspective, how would you analyze the political situation throughout that year?
I think one of the most surprising thing with the leaking of the tape of the Prime Minister Pathongthan with Hun Sen that was the most surprising thing for me because other thing like the changing of peoples and between party or that kind of thing or the change of Prime Minister because of the roles of the Constitutional Court, it was not that surprising to me because that was kind of expected for many people, but that was a kind of very naive mistake, I would say, because it shouldn't have happened. If it didn't happen, I think she would have been able to survive throughout the term. But because that was the worst thing that happened to the Pheu Thai party, and so that was one of the biggest thing from my perspective, and that actually has significantly undermined the future of Pheu Thai parties because now it has been labeled as a treason or the party that betrayed the country. So this is a kind of thing that play into the game for Phum Jai Thai in the upcoming election next year that we are seeing.
So that has been a huge turning point for Thai politics and also the Pheu Thai party itself and even the legacy of the Shinawatra family as well.
Yes, and partly I think that the other thing that undermine or destroy the reputation of the Pheu Thai is because they could not deliver what they promised. When we look at the beginning of Thaksin's career, he did significantly well because every single political campaign was implemented, turned into party's policy. That actually, when the Thaksin brand started, the Shinawatra brand started, and they did very good. So it's kind of too naive for Thaksin to believe that everything is still the same. And I think he was too confident with his power and his legacy because the world has changed and Thailand has changed. Because in 2019, we have seen the emergence of the Future Forward Party and Move Forward. So many names for them.
Yeah,
so
there was a Future Forward Party,
Future Forward,
Move
and
Forward Party,
and
and now People's
Party. So I think since then, actually, that had a significant impact on the legacy of Thaksin and the road of Pheu Thai, and they didn't change. Pheu Thai didn't change, so that actually one of the main contributing factor to the decline that we have seen today, because they are still betting on populist platform, and even in this election that we are expecting next year, when I just look at the SkyTrain and they have like 20 baht SkyTrain ticket and 10 baht for bus ticket in Bangkok, and this is a kind of platform that they still think that would help them to win big, but I don't think so.
Right. And since we're going to talk about the elections that are coming up in a few months, but since the last election in 2023, we have seen 3 prime ministers, two from Pheu Thai and one from Phum Jai Thai party. But what does it say about the political instability here in Thailand?
I would put it this way: the changing of prime minister, I think it is common in democratic system and parliamentary system. But the problem in Thailand is that it didn't take place through the parliament. That is the problem, because we see the change of prime minister in Japan, but everything has to go through parliamentary means. But in Thailand, we observe the excessive roles of the Constitutional Court. That is the problem for the change of the Prime Minister. I don't think the court should have power to remove Prime Minister because Prime Minister or political party were voted into Parliament by the will of the people. So the Parliament should be the place for everything to take place, not in the court. So the problem in Thailand, I think that is the excessive power that have been granted to the Constitutional Court. And in the upcoming election, I don't think we can be at ease because the roles of the court is still important because the Constitution hasn't been amended.
So the thing is that even though there are changes, the Constitutional Court will still play a role in deciding the future of each of the prime ministers. So
Yeah.
it's not easy, isn't it, to
Yeah.
change the whole system because it's going to stay the way they are.
Yeah, because the good thing that the People Party did was trying to push for the reform of the Constitution, which I agree, if we reform the Constitution and change the structure of power, that would be good. But then the People's Party also made a big mistake with voting for Anutin to become Prime Minister. That had a very significant impact on their reputation. Because after election in 2023, I personally believe that People Party would come back big in the election. But after they voted for Phumjai Thai and Anutin to become Prime Minister, I think this kind of, that was a kind of bright future was now dimming, and it's hard to believe that they would win a significant number that can help them to become government.
So previously, the People's Party has dreamed of winning a landslide, but it seems like it's not possible anymore because of how they voted for Anutin.
Yeah, that's what I think. That is one of the biggest contributing factor at the moment, because when we look at the reaction or the sentiment of the nation and how young people and new generation or liberal people were connected with the then Move Forward Future Forward Party, and then it's quite impressive when I observe the campaign in Ubon Ratchathani, and I talked to a number of formerly they classify themselves as red shirt. They travel from the province of Amnat Jalern, which is around over 100 kilometers from Ubon Ratchathani, to attend the final campaign of Future Forward Party, Move Forward Party. And so, but after the vote for Anutin, things have changed. And this is what we are seeing at the moment, that I don't think they can win big as they expected, because they actually campaign on numbers of policies that were truly connected with the people, like reform military budget, the spending, not just like focusing on typical populist policies. And they also campaign differently from other parties as well. They didn't actually base on patronage politics that we have seen, like the very famous Thai terms that we are using now, like Ban Yai or Big House, a political dynasty in provinces. And they don't actually conform to that. That is a very good step to change Thai politics. But now with their political stance and with their decision to vote for Anutin, that actually undermine their reputation, and people started to question whether the party would actually truly support what they have been campaigning.
Yes, and looking at the current political situation, right now it's like a competition between the major parties like Pheu Thai Party, Phumjai Thai Party, the People's Party, and also the Democrat Party. Which party do you think has an upper hand right now?
I think Phumjai Thai is in the best shape in this election, not because they are the best party. I want to make it clear at this point first, but just because they have attracted a large number of former MPs, and we have seen the numbers. I think at least 60 or 80 people have already moved in to this brew house. So that is quite important. And the problem with Thai politics at the moment, that patronage politics is still important in elections. So it is also likely that they could win most seats, judging from today. But then we still have a lot to see what kind of policy or campaign. Because yesterday I saw briefly with the debate when the leader of the People's Party made the statement that he would support the reform of Article 112 or to allow the victim of Article 112 to be bailed out from the prison. So that is a kind of the point that perhaps reconnect them with their power base. But I don't think that would make them win big as they expected. A landslide victory, I don't think it is possible for People Party. And Phum Jai Thai, the other thing I would point out that if they can successfully help farmers, like Kun Supaji has been trying to make a number of deals. And we have just finished the harvesting season for rice. So if prices for agricultural crops in the country go up during this period, that would be good for Phum Jai Thai as well, because they have been claiming that they have done a number of deals with a number of countries to sell more agricultural products from Thailand. So if they can attract these groups, and most of them are also in ASEAN or northeastern parts of the country, which was the power base of the Pheu Thai party.
Yes, and looking at the election campaigns from different political parties, how much of it do you think has changed compared to 2023?
Not much, I would say, and the other the party like Pheu Thai, I don't think they learned from the past because they still believe that the populist platform would help them to win big. But judging from my observation during the political campaign last time, when they actually pledging to the public that we have like 10,000 baht digital cash and that kind of thing, and people didn't go like wow, no, it's just like it's not a kind of strong sentiment that people welcome that kind of policy, because now people tend to look for kind of long-term prosperity, not just a kind of cash and out. Because like in Korat, when I was talking to people as well, and they complain political parties are here just to say that they have this like 10,000 baht, 20,000 baht for us. That is not what we want. So many people are looking for policy change and long-term growth, which is not just a kind of populist policy. And this is the important thing that we should actually expect from political parties, but I don't think we have seen that. And like even the recent campaign that I just mentioned earlier, like Pheu Thai start up with the populist platform again, and we haven't seen anything from People Party yet. And Phum Jai Thai Anutin also said that, oh, give me power so that I owe you 2,400 baht for the co-pay plus things. And so the typical political party still rely on typical policy and still believe that populist policy would help them to win big. But the reason that this kind of party win, not just because of their populist policy, but because of the roles of the candidates as well. Because those kind of political dynasty in provinces of Thailand, they have quite a strong connection with people through their patronage network, by being a kind of good guy in villages, providing community services, giving out money, going to Buddhist temple or weddings, that kind of thing that we have seen, that is very typical in Thai politics. So with the kind of candidate, with this kind of strong connection, that help parties like Pheu Thai, Phum Jai Thai, and Kratham to win, but that is not the platform of the People's Party anyway.
Since the elections are taking place nationwide, but it seems like many political parties are so focused on certain regions, particularly in the northeastern region, which used to be the stronghold of the Pheu Thai party.
Yeah.
Before the People's Party wanted to take over all of this, but now it's becoming the Phumjai Thai Party taking the control instead. So how have you witnessed the changes like during the past few months?
I think if I have to go back to the 2023 election first, because in that election we observed the change in the northeastern parts of the country through the party list vote. And the People's Party back then was Future Forward Party. They won quite an impressive numbers. And back then I thought they would be able to win big. And as I mentioned earlier, that because of that, what happened. And now Phumjai Thai is now trying to take control, but not because they are extremely popular, but because they have been able to get former MPs from other parties. And when we look at Phumjai Thai, because their base is in Buriram, that is already northeastern part of the country. But it's also typical as well, we see the return of a visit to the Democrat Party. And Democrats still believe that the South is their power base, but I don't think they would be able to take control of the South. And because we have seen that Phumjai Thai can also, because in the previous election, Phumjai Thai also won a few seats in the South as well, and they are trying to get more MP from the South. So in the South now, it's more competitive than the Democrats assume. I think they cannot claim the ownership of the South. Now, even when we look at the campaign, they still try to convey the message that we are party for the South. I'm actually from the South, but work in the northeastern part of the country. So, but I can see the sentiment that I don't think it is quite real when the Democrats try to make that claim.
So we have witnessed that many political parties have their own stronghold. Like for the Democrats, the southern region would be significant to them. But then the northeastern region or the north would be significant to Pheu Thai. But then it has kind of changed to other parties already. So from your perspective, what does this say about the people's trust towards certain political parties now? Because before people might trust a certain party, but now it's not like that anymore. And apart from that, many constituency MPs have switched to Phumjai Thai a lot more.
Yeah, I think the last factor is more important to discuss because it's not just about the policy, because it's also about the people, like political personalities. That is also still important in Thai general elections, especially in the northeastern parts of the country. And we have like different families taking control in different provinces. And when we look at the activities of these families in provinces, they try to maintain their patronage power, like I mentioned, that they try to portray themselves as a good patron for the people. So that is still kind of important, because in Thai society, we cannot deny that this kind of connection is still important. And partly because the government or the state failed to provide proper public services. That is a problem. Not just because people really want to have that kind of patron in their area, but because the government failed to provide, access to healthcare. Even we have like universal healthcare scheme, but it's still not good quality. So when we look at this kind of thing, that the roles of the existing MPs and patronage network is important. But when we look at how they change and how this would actually change the result of the election, I think the central part of the country is more interesting for me to look at in the upcoming election, because I really want to see whether having technocrats in the party would actually help Phumjai Thai to win more seats, because now they try to make a big campaign that they have like technocrats like Kun Supaji, Siyasak, because like we cannot deny that when Kun Siyasak entered politics through Phumjai Thai with his very first speech at the UN, that has quite a significant impact on the popularity of Phumjai Thai because people were kind of feeling upset with the conflict on the border. And then Kun Siyasak had that speech. That was a kind of big boost for the popularity. And then they have Kun Supaji working on trade. So, and now they actually make a big announcement that we have like this technocrat as part of the party. So I'm kind of interested to see that how this would actually help to improve the popularity of the party, the Phumjai Thai.
And looking at the policies that they have pledged to their supporters, many of the parties have talked about the economic policies, border tensions, but another issue that has been brought up recently is about tackling gray businesses. So why do these parties use this as part of their campaign now? Because if we go back, this has not been mentioned so much at all.
I think they try to catch up with the public sentiment as well, because we talk about gray business and dodgy business all the time, and now and also international pressure from outside the countries as well, like from the US and other countries that try to deal with this. So two factors like domestic demands and international pressure that actually force them to include this. But the other thing, I think we cannot deny that I'm still convinced that nationalistic sentiment would still play quite a significant role, especially in ASEAN or northeastern part of Thailand, because of the current conflict with Cambodia. And this is what Phumjai Thai is trying to gain their vote on these issues.
Yes, and looking forward to 2026, how do you foresee the political climate in Thailand, especially after the elections?
One thing that I'm still questioning whether we would actually have election on the 8th of February or not.
Oh, why is that?
Because I think if they cannot resolve the conflict, that could lead to a kind of technical issue that people have been discussing, because election has to be held on the same day. So if they still have this kind of conflict going on, they cannot negotiate or resolve this problem. That could also lead to the problem on election day, and they might postpone. But if the election was not postponed, I think we would see the same thing. But if Phumjai Thai win most seats, they might be able to form a strong coalition. And I personally believe that it wouldn't be a big surprise to see a reunion between Phumjai Thai and Pheu Thai. And there could be a new coalition after election. Because Phumjai Thai also make it clear that they won't work with the party that support the reform of Article 112, and that is the People's Party. And so we can cut off this equation. And so I think it's quite likely that we would be able to see the Phumjai Thai-led coalition and with Pheu Thai, because the leader of Pheu Thai also make it clear that he is willing to work with any parties.
So it is possible that Phumjai Thai and Pheu Thai can reunite in a new coalition.
I think it is possible, because in Thai politics, we would go back to a very typical Thai politics without the power of progressive party, because now their reputation has significantly declined and damaged by what they did. So I think we would go back to the politics before 2019, before future forward party, and where we have typical party, typical power, typical political mafia, and political dynasty taking control.
So it's like the same old cycle.
Yes, same old cycle that is bad for Thai democracy. That is unfortunate because the Liberal Party cannot actually make progress. Even they can make it, but we still question about the role of the Constitutional Court, as we have seen in the past decade, and that they have been able to exercise their power because of the conservative establishment try to actually stop Thailand from becoming a democratic country.
But to push Thailand out of this political crisis will still be very, very challenging. So what sort of changes do you really hope to see, especially from the new government after the elections?
At least, if I try to be positive, to some extent, I have been observing the kind of trade deals that they have made, and foreign policy. I think that they have done quite a good job, in terms of foreign policy and trade policies, and with the strategy. And I think Siasak has been doing quite a good job in terms of like the way he put it, like put Thailand back into the world stage. And because he has been meeting with the foreign leaders and foreign ministers of different countries, and also his strategy as well, because I think he understands the importance of using social media as well. Because what I have seen when I observe this kind of a strategy, like how the picture is portrayed on Facebook, X of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and I think that is quite a new thing that we didn't see much, and more kind of progressive. And then so foreign policy and trade policy, I think that could be the thing that we can be positive about if Anutin become Prime Minister again.
One last question. Can Thais still be hopeful that the political situation will improve next year, or will Thais still be hopeless like now?
I'm not a very positive person, but I can be positive. So I think it might be better, at least, if they can form a stable coalition, and if they can end the conflict, because now people who are suffering are people on the border, not people in Bangkok. And this is the thing that the government has to be fully aware of, because like my student, I'm in Ubon Ratchathani universities, and firstly, I didn't think that they would be affected, but then their families and from those provinces, and the family have to move to refugee camps, and so this is the thing that I think if they can end the conflict, and that would be a good start for the future of the new government.
We hope so. All right. Thank you so much for today. ขอบคุณมากนะคะ
ครับ